It's mad, isn't it? Blade Runner in the spot.
Yes.
Yeah, in the building. Oh, my days. I'll be looking forward to this blueprint. This is Season 2, Episode 3. Bring you the legendary Blade Runner. We were just talking off camera. And we've known each other like 20 years. And I keep thinking that these guys are like youths still. But obviously time keeps going. We're getting older. They're getting older. And then the next generation is coming through. Dev, from him to I to him. A Blade Runner to the rest of you. Welcome to Blueprint. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. We've got so much to catch up on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
No, 100%. 100%. You was you lot didn't know this. I think I did speak on the radio about it. Dev came round to my house a few weeks ago, and hey, that chicken was banging, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was lovely.
Yeah,
really good.
my daughters do the jerk chicken now, so that's one dish I don't bother cooking now because they can take care of that.
Bad.
Yeah, it was banging. Dev, let's take it right back to how we first met and how I got your CD. I can't remember. I was in Norwich, and did you hand me a CD or did you send it to Lena?
No, I brought a CD for you to what I was making at the time. Yeah,
I think I played it and I rang you, didn't I?
I think I did a remix of Sing Time and I don't know, a couple of other things. And yeah, you rang me when I was on my lunch break at work. And I was like, wow, now it's 20 years later.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And I remember you and Toddy used to come up to Vibe FM all the weekenders when I was playing on the Suffolk station because that was covering Suffolk and Norfolk.
Yeah.
So that was covering Bury St Edmunds, Norwich, the whole thing. You're from Norwich, obviously.
Yeah, I lived there for 20 years, originally from Leighton Buzzard, near Luton and Milton Keynes. I went to school down there and then moved up to Norwich when I was like 17, 18. Yeah.
And taking it further from that, before you even started making music, your dad, R.I.P., you lost your dad a year ago. Sorry to hear that. That must have been a tough time.
Yeah, and it was lovely you did a tribute show to him as well.
Did you know about that?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
God bless you. No, because listen, like when I was growing up, we used to listen to Radio Caroline, and I used to listen to Tony Blackburn, all the original DJs that then went on to Radio 1, Robbie Vincent. But your dad was one of the first black DJs on Radio 1, paving the way for reggae.
Yes, yeah.
And that was when? That was
reggae show, like, well, he worked on 3 Counties radio for maybe 10 years before that, surrounding Bedfordshire and Buckinghamshire, and then got spotted from there to go in like 1990, I'd say, to Radio 1, for 3 or 4 years. Did all the big road shows and everything, and the first black reggae show on Radio 1.
And his artist name was?
The Man Is Zeke.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So you kind of had that heritage, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
And did you used to hang out?
He used to have a band in the house all the time as well, practicing, making music. That was called Aquavita. So that was their big thing. They used to play Monte Carlo Sporting Club in the 70s and big things. So yeah.
And your dad was still, even when he kind of retired and went to Jamaica, I remember when we saw you were still helping him put the show together
he was still
and doing the jingles and stuff.
Still, right up to, definitely.
Because he moved back to Jamaica.
Yeah, set up his land and his house and retired up there and enjoyed it. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Yeah. Blade Runner, you know. Listen, this brother here, like he's a sound scientist. Yeah, but I'm telling you, these men are in it deep. Forget about the rabbit hole. They're actually in the blueprint. They're part of the makeup. They're part of the matrix. When I first started making music with you, Dev, and when we first met, and I came to your house, I used to stay. Your mum used to cook us dinner, and then we would sit there. Those were the days when man was smoking. And we were eating chocolate and talking and just watching TV and bussing 2 beat. And back then, it used to take you a while to make music. I remember because I came in and put you under a lot of pressure. So the engineer, I'm like, nah. But it was a great time, I think, for learning, and also me as being an older cat and actually watching the next generation come through, because you're part of the analog stroke digital kids that still understand what that means. There is a new generation that I feel is a bit undefined.
Yeah, the art's getting kind of lost within the music at the moment because of so much availability of samples, and it's so easy now to get big breaks and snares that are already ready to chuck straight in your tune. That's great, but you need to learn the fundamentals, like what you taught us, to get the power and the weight into the music, and that's always stuck with me until now. And that's
I think that's something that I instilled in all of you, whether it was you, Serum, Voltage, when they were Cabin Fever, even Born on Road. I mean, you know, like going back to working with Dillinger and Lemon D, that history of what we grew up with, we've tried to instill that heritage inside you. But when I listen to your tunes, I mean, Bomba Ross, like, brother, like, the bass is just ridiculous. And now you're telling me you've got these machines that can see the gaps in the room. Like, we had a half an hour conversation. Actually, it was about an hour. He's like, yeah, bro, I got this thing, yeah. And then basically, I have the microphone, and now he's measuring the sound in the room to see where it drops out, and then it fills it in. And I was like, what? I was like, are you serious? And this brother's ears, like, let me tell you something about Blade Runner, like frequency wise, yeah? Shane, you'll back me up on this. We cut his records. Every single record that we have cut from this dude, we have never even need to touch the EQ. We just cut the record. How mad is that? We don't touch no tops, no mids, no bottoms. We just cut the record. Shane went, this geezer's dude's ears is just like next level, because I don't need to do nothing to it, whereas mine, it's coming out on the mids, there's too much bottom end, and it's like, it's a struggle. But everything that we cut from yours, vinyl wise, I remember your first EP, and like anything, you know, when you hear an artist, you can almost see the beginning, the middle, and there's no end. It's beyond. Because when I was listening to you, I was like, this dude is so talented, because he's got that musical talent as well as that rugged, raw, what we had in the late 80s, early 90s. What was the first jungle? Well, no, let's take it right back. So Dad was playing reggae in the 90s on Radio 1, so he had the band there. Mum was from where?
She's from Norfolk, so that's why we moved up to there. Yeah.
To have a good balance.
Yeah.
So what was the first reggae tunes that you were introduced?
Wow. Well, to tell you the truth, I wasn't really into the reggae as such. I was more into funky stuff, things I could play the drums to. I wasn't really a reggae drummer. I used to like James Brown, playing to them kind of things.
So you had a drum kit?
Yes, yeah, that was the big thing. I used to like playing the drums from about 5, since I could bash things and have my own little set that I could play. And yeah, that was my thing. Come home from school every day, play the drums to whatever I've got on the CD player, and just learn like that, following things. And that's how I've learned to follow rhythms. And it's eventually led to me doing the remixes as well, where I can unpick and follow the breaks and that kind of thing. So,
yeah. 100%, because you went through a phase of doing quite a few remixes, as I did in the 90s. You would then repeat that in the 2000s, do you know what I mean? And make a name for yourself. What was the first, so how old was you, and what was the first jungle tune that you really heard? So was you at school?
Yeah, this is friends with tape packs, this new thing, have a listen to this, what's this? I think it was probably German techno I heard first on a tape that was any kind of rave. This was when I was 13, I suppose, 93. So, first jungle tunes was all you guys stuff really, Chopper, Terrorist, General Levy, incredible. Seeing that on top of the pops and feeling the groove of that, and it's different, you know. The first records I had was The Lighter by SS, The Burial, Leviticus, and Dream Team Stamina on Suburban Bass. That was the first 3 tunes I learned to mix together.
And where did you buy them from?
A guy at school had them, and he didn't have decks or anything. He just been to the shop and had these 3. I was like, "Well, these are all the tunes off the tape pack. I'm having them." Yeah, so I had to take them.
And did you save up and get your own decks?
No, I had one like old Technics thing with a rolling pitch on a little knob, and that was the only one with pitch. And I had my sister's hi-fi, so I used to just set up my tape recorder, press record in the open air, and then play one from the one to the other. I could only mix one way, so I learned to mix the lighter piano into the other tune.
And what was your first gig? What was who gave you your first break? Because before you was Blade Runner, you was Big D.
Yes, yeah.
And when I was
that was a name from my dad named me that from when I was little. So yeah. So first gig, my friend in Luton, Easy J, big up J. He knew DJ Swanee, who lived in Luton as well. So I got to give him a tape when I was 15, and he put me on his night. He was running with LSD in Stevenage as like a warm-up thing. So that was my first introduction by fire then, really, to a proper...
Because when I came to your house, you had a few flyers with Big D on. And then we were sitting one day, and I was like, we've got to get you a banging name, something that's going to last the test of time, and you don't even need to think about it. And now Blade Runner has become a household name, and it's mad because I used to sit in his room, right, and he's only a young you, and there's me running around the world doing this, doing that, and then coming back to him, and we would be jamming. I got you some gigs, tried to, you know, like whatever we were doing, we'd bring you in. And then we gave him his name. And then I remember saying to you, what is it that you want to do? Because we'd sit down, we'd have some deep conversations. Obviously, man had been smoking as well. And then he just said, I want to do what you guys are doing. And then a little while ago when he came round, I was like, well, how mad is that now that you are... I mean, you've probably played to more people than I have, Dev. I've never played at Rampage or Hospital in the... and all of these other places like where they do them, where jungle drum and basses. But I'm cool with that because I'm still doing what I'm doing. And you can't do everything. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's just the way the world is. But when I see your name and I see everything like going on, and even when I meet people and you've been on their label and they all say what a lovely soul you are. I was talking to Highest the other day and he's like, that bloody Blade Runner is so humble, Ray. And I was like, he's got a good soul. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what we need because the music business is unforgiving, as you well know. It's a very tough business to be in. It is, but you've just got to navigate your through the best. There's addiction. There's a whole heap of things that goes with it. But you've got to be conscious within yourself and have good people around you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I feel like the baton has been handed safely to you because you're going to carry this on for another 20, 30, 40 years when we've gone.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my aim.
and you are like, so when I listen to the dynamics, Dev, like Phil, for you, when you did that, and when you did some of the big remixes as well, you just had that ear. And I think the reason why it was so successful is because you just loved what you did.
That's it. That's all it is.
And it was just 100% love. It wasn't trying to be somebody else. And also, if you notice with Dev, he's got his distinct own sound. And that's what we've got. And that's what makes you individual. Do you know what I mean? What was the first gig that you played that you thought, flipping heck, this is it. I'm kind of here now.
Wow. can't even think now. There's been so many since. It's amazing.
I mean, you've been a professional DJ and artist now for 20 years, bro. Like, it's mad, like, how quick. And it came up quick because there was a lull at the beginning.
Yeah, when no one was
and everyone
really
was
into
like,
jungle,
who's this?
were they?
Yeah, who's this Blade Runner you? And then Brian was on you, then SS, then everybody. Do you see what I'm saying? And then it was and then even Fabio, you released something on Fabio's label with Serum.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that was the early 2008 or 9? 27, 28, 29. Yeah, because you had a banging tune on Fabio's label, which didn't even really sound like a Fabio tune, but it was so bad. The tune was bad. What was the tune called?
Snakefish.
That's it. When I heard that tune the other day, I said, "Oh, that tune's a bad boy tune." Everybody was like, "But that's not I've forgotten it. That's not a Creative Source tune." And I was like, "Bruv, that's a tune in itself." But that's what I'm saying. You broke down the barriers, and also you've now managed to find, you know, like the worst of you. You've managed to find this beautiful balance of vocals, and even the thing that you did with Jimmy and you released on Jimmy's label, a beautiful balance of vocals and tunes. Can you explain a little bit of that?
Well, it's all just an influence of what I like.
Bless me.
I enjoy the influence of euphoric stuff, and that's where all my intros and vocal things inspire me from. If I'm making something, it has to give me that tingling feeling as I'm making it, otherwise it's no good. So half of that is that, and the rest is you, Dillinger, everything else on the drop. For me, that's all I see it as. I don't really see it as me, so...
Yeah, but it is you now, because when I listen to it, I guess we have that distinct... I mean, I was thinking the other day, and I was thinking, like we're veterans now, and I know it's mad. I just feel like I've got started, really, but I mean, we're veterans. We're 30, nearly 40 years deep in the game. But the sound, Dev, I mean, this is what I'm saying to you. Sometimes when I listen to your tunes, and I'm just like, you really are pushing the boundaries of that sound. And we talked as well, didn't we? Because we go through phases of being an artist and having this sound, and then evolving and studying yourself, and then moving on. Can you explain a little bit about that?
It's down to other influences from outside drum and bass that you hear. Some new genre might come up, some soulful thing, and that influences you to do something else. I'm always taking from something else outside of drum and bass, really. But I'm also influenced by a lot of the new guys, the sounds they're making, and just kind of add my spin to it and more power to it, you know, and using the analog equipment and all that kind of thing. So
yeah, I think it's really important that we, as pioneers and as veterans, that we listen to what's going on. But it's easy for us because I believe that we're chameleons. We don't live in the past. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to redo what I did then because it just doesn't make any sense. But to evolve and keep it moving, I think is really important. And what was it like? Obviously, like you got thrust into the world of DJing, and then that started, and you were on the circuit, and you were getting bookings, and then tell us how you. I mean, you were rolling with us for a long time, a good 10 years out of that 20, putting the foundation together, putting the hard work together, putting the tunes together. You got signed by different labels that allowed you to spread your wings and do what you needed to do. And then tell us about how it brought you to Kings of the Rollers.
Well, it was natural, really. That's the whole thing about it. It's been a natural progression to us joining together, which is some people don't see because they weren't around to see what we did before individually. Because
Serum was already on our label as well, so you were bouncing off ideas and doing stuff.
Maybe some people don't know that we already worked together in that era before this. So and Voltage as well came in and worked with Serum, worked with me individually, and then after a while we decided to just I think we did a rough tempo show back to back together. That was the first ever show, but it wasn't meant to be anything specific. And then people were like, "Oh, we'd love to book this." So we then put a word out there, and then it just blew up from there.
And that was when?
Oh, maybe 2015, 16?
2015,
Yeah,
2016.
I think so, yeah.
And that's been going for, again, that's 2015. That's nearly 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've played to some big crowds. I mean, I see that Rampage one.
Yeah,
How many people was that?
Mad. I think that was maybe 15, 16,000. And then Boomtown a couple of years ago. I didn't do this year, but last year was amazing. Yeah, that was like 25,000. Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
25,000 people. And that energy, when it draws it towards you, like, it's just, I mean, even like just performing with our band, I mean, I was talking to Dev in the car park. He was like, it's draining, in it, and I was like, bro, I'm still actually in recovery mode, and it's like Tuesday, and it takes us. It just takes it out of you because it's the concentration. Yeah. I thought about DJing, but it's second to none.
It's easy.
It's like
the band thing, the concentration,
and the timing, and everything. I mean, you were in our band in 2013. Yeah. So it's 10 years
ago.
You know who told me that the other day? You know Marlon, because we did a gig in London. And he said, "Ray, we've got the footage of all that." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "We've got the original footage." And then obviously we toured with Tenafly, R.I.P. Tenafly. We did that. We did the Liverpool gig, Eat Your Greens, and we did a few other big
festival as well.
Yeah. And that was 215, 216.
Yeah, no, 13, 14.
13, 14, blimey, yeah. And then we had a little gap, and then obviously this year I just decided to bring it back because I was going to say to you, it's 30 years of Dread next year. I just don't know where the time's gone, Dev.
Crazy.
I don't know. I don't know where the time has gone. I tell you what, one gig that stands out. It was a couple of years ago, and I think it was after the pandemic. And you and I played in Wales with Navigator, and we do dub for dub, Dread at the controls. My goodness me, that was a night of. I think that was 25 years of Dread 5 years ago. Like we were doing a tour. Yeah. If you've just joined us, this is the Blueprint, and this is the mighty, the legendary Blade Runner in full effect, up close and personal, talking about music, talking about his life, talking about like his influence on the sound. I wanted to talk to you about our efforts with Loop Masters, because we decided that there was a lot of tape packs about and they were very weak, and we decided to put an influence on the direction of subconsciously of what was going on with the music at that time. And you helped me to put my first one together, then you did yours, and then I did another one, and then we did some artist series, and then the arse fell out of it after that because it just went to a next level of where there was other companies that were subsidising, or it was just bigger, and then it just grew into something else. But tell us about that time there, because I feel that was a really important time for us to help shape the future. But you had a lot to do with that, because obviously we wanted to give the artists the weight, so they weren't worrying about, I need to get it like this. We'd already it was almost like a Blue Peter. Here's one we prepared earlier, and I guess it has its good points and its bad points.
I suppose I'm partly responsible for what I was saying a minute ago about the sounds being too crisp for people to use. So.
But at least they've got the weight, because otherwise it would be just sounding like tin pan.
Yeah, but I wasn't really thinking about it at the time. We was just wanted to get good sounds out, because all the sample packs were a bit weak. Up till that point, you only had the old jungle ones, what we were already using, and there wasn't anything more cutting edge for the sound what we were doing. The breaks were always a bit soft, and the basses weren't doing nothing. So it was a good process of putting stuff together. But little did we know that would lead on to half of the scene using the sounds for years. It's amazing. I still hearing little fills and things from it now.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly.
Yeah, that's wicked.
But that's nice. I mean, we get sampled all the time now, where we were the ones sampling other people or other things. And I guess it's a testament to, because we've dedicated our lives to black music. This form of music that's come out of England, that's had that black soulful influence, that started off predominantly in the ghetto with the working class, and now has spread to the middle class, the upper classes, which is all fantastic, because I believe everybody has their right to interpret what the music is, and we give thanks for the commerciality, because that opens up the door. If you want to read the book deeper, then you come to the dudes like us.
Yeah, I went to a festival the other day, and this guy, I can't remember his name, he was playing before me. They'd give a young guy a little chance to play, and he was playing tunes from 95. He was only 18, 19, and he was playing tunes from 95 that I haven't heard since then, like proper underground, not the stuff everyone knows, and he knew the tunes. So it gives you inspiration that the next generation will still find the original sound and like it.
I believe that. We've got some great new artists that's coming through. There's that. Remember that tune you came round and I gave it to you, and it was Posk, Chasing Shadows, and it was a dark. It sounded a little bit like like you said, a photic version of what was going on. And these dudes here, all of these guys, you know, like, they are the next generation, you know, like when you listen to them, whether it be like Leaf or Dunk or any of them, man,
they're
like
all
that.
bringing different influences that we didn't have either, like the grime stuff and all the different things.
And that's all coming in together. I love it, man. I think you've just got. If you're a selector, you're going to take the best out of the rubbish.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be lots of rubbish, because there is no quality control. But in fact, that just makes those gems shine brighter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell us about the label, Dev, High Resolution. You set that up and you decided to put a few things out for yourself, and then it just popped for you.
I just wanted to release a few things under my own steam and just be in control more of everything when it's coming and what's going on with it, and just to get the music out there, because it's hard when you're working with a lot of other people's labels. You haven't really got control of getting your own stuff out. So a lot of people are doing it that way now. It's more like a self-release thing. I've done stuff with a couple of other artists on there. I've been working with a few vocalists as well with stuff on there. There's some more coming. And I've just been doing stuff with Heist at the moment, and Exile is wicked as well. And there's loads of things in the works for that.
The dynamic between you, Voltage, and Serum when you get in the studio seems to work really well, because you know each other so well from DJing as well.
We all know how each other work.
Yeah. What's coming with that? I know you've had a couple of releases on.
We've got a thing with Katie B. We did. That was a really good opportunity to work with her. That was great. That did really well. And we've got another single coming on, Hospital, in September, I think. That's a more jungle roller thing, called Original Bad Boy. So that'll be out soon. Some jungle vibes for them. There's lots in the works. We're still working on our next album as well, so that's an ongoing thing at the moment.
Fantastic. And you loaded me up the other day with some of them bangers, bro. And some in-house Dread remixes as well. Oh gosh. I wanted to talk about you're now a global DJ, like you actually are. You fly around the world. You've been to Australia. What was that like traveling to your first Germany gig, or and you've done tours of the US as well with one of the Kings of the North SS. So you'd already planned out one of your own tours that you'd done, and all of that, and you were pretty much hands on, like I was, until you got an agent, because you had to make and find your way in this maze. Do you know what I mean? Tell us a little bit about that.
Did a couple of US tours, little ones for myself, linked up a couple of them a few times. Then SS brought me into the world of drum and bass, and you know, put me on all those big tours for maybe 3 or 4 years. That was amazing to do that and get a visa and be able to work over there properly and stuff. And yeah, and then going to New Zealand as well with the Kings of the Rollers, and Australia. That was amazing. New Zealand, I really like it there. It's an amazing place because their main music is drum and bass, and it's like you can have MPs listening to it or people you wouldn't normally associate, but the whole country just loves it. And yeah, half of our listener base comes from there now. It's amazing. Yeah, it's just a really nice place as well. I like the vibe of it. Everyone's equal, and it's just they look after their own people there as well. It's just a nice vibe.
Good. Yeah, I've obviously been to Oz, but I haven't been to New Zealand. Not as yet. Favourite place in America?
Well, San Francisco, LA. I like that whole west side.
Yeah, that's you,
Yeah.
the West Coast.
Yeah.
And going back to now, I want to talk about production, because a lot of people are gonna they know your sound from a long time ago. You have, Devin, seriously, blood. You put your own blueprint stamp on what you've done. Tell us a little bit about an insight into the production side. So say if the next young kid's coming in, what advice would you give them? And then we're going to talk about how you make a tune, but what advice would you tell them first?
Just do whatever you enjoy, whatever kind of music or styles you want to make, go for that, and just enjoy what you're doing and be creative, and just that's it. That's all you can do. That's all I do every day. Just work on music as much as you can, anytime you get. That's all I do. Pretty much every day, switch the thing on, and just whatever comes out of me comes out. Some people work differently. Some people need an idea to work on or a sample or something, but that's not really how I work. I just start with the intro, and whatever comes for the day comes. If it doesn't, then I save it, work on something else, and then I get 2 tunes out of it. Yeah.
What is it? What would be a basic setup?
I use Cubase, some good monitors, good as you can afford. That's what you told us in the first place, to get the Dyne audios, because that was as good as we could get at the time. And yeah, just I work on Cubase. It doesn't matter what DAW you use. Everyone's working on all things these days. Benny L works on Ableton. Other guys work on Logic. We're all getting a good sound. So yeah, I don't know what else to say on that one. Really.
I mean, yeah, just elaborating on that,
Yeah.
I think with that setup and what you have with it, like you said, I think you've got to do what's affordable, and then as you start to make money, as you did, then you plough it back in.
I've invested a lot back into it,
Yeah.
because I don't really have any other hobbies as such. Music is my thing, so I've just invested it all back in new synths. It all gives me inspiration, but you don't have to do that. You can just use what's in the computer. You don't need that, because I used to make music on the PlayStation at first, and used to sample the beats off the end of a Dillinger tune at the end, or end of a V tune, where they leave the beats on their own, and just take them, and you do whatever you can do. So
when you gave me that first CD, that was made on Cubase, so that was made.
No, that was made in Reason, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reason's the one with the wires.
Yes.
Yeah, the virtual wires. Yeah. I always used to see what he was doing, because it was mad. When you're a producer, you just sit back and you watch. And I was like, Dev, what are you doing with them wires, man? He said, yeah, this is how you make it all work, how you sequence it all up. And now I'm engineering myself, which is a blessing.
Yeah.
And it has been the best days of my life, because I can now actually recreate exactly what's in my mind, because there is still a block, I think, of you're never 100% satisfied if you're a producer telling an engineer what to do. Who engineers? I'm asking. I sound like a fanboy now, because I'm asking all these questions. Who does the engineering when it's you, Serum, and Voltage?
We all do our bit. Sometimes we work remotely, send stems to each other, but if we're in the studio, we go to Serums usually and sit around. We all take turns and do our bit. Yeah.
So you all engineer?
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay,
we all use Cubase. We all use the same setup, so we just know it.
So you know, so it's like moving home from home.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's mad, isn't it? How we set the studio up in Brick Lane, and that would become the blueprint for all you, all the rest of your studios. Even Aries, when we brought them in, when they were Lie on Fire, and we've gone on to touch a lot of producers, and then they've gone to their hands have extended, so that sound carries on, and the foundation, it might not always sound 100% of how we sound, but the production, and when you listen to the soundscapes and you listen to the fundamentals, are all there. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes people do get lost in trends, whereas yourself, I mean, when I've heard you play, you're like us. You just bend it out. There's no other way but just to bend it out. And that's that feeling that you get in doing what you're doing. What would you? And you've been in the live band as well. What would you say you're like making music, DJing in the band? What on radio? What's your favourite? Or do you like all of it?
I like all of it, but making music has to be the favourite. But I do need to play it as well to see
how it drops, how it works.
Yes, but I do enjoy making it. When I make something good, I might sit there laughing to myself, or
because then you know this is gonna this is gonna destroy it. Yeah, I do the same thing, because when I play it, it's almost like you're observing yourself, and then you think to yourself, yeah. That's an absolute banger. Listen, if you lot have just joined us, this is the Blueprint, 100% Big People's Music. We are talking to one of the legends in the game, of jungle drum and bass. This is the next generation that is carrying the baton, and it's platinum. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes here, like, it makes my heart feel good, because, like, when I see these guys doing what they're doing, and everyone has to cut their own piece of cloth, and then you have to write it for yourself, because the stabilizers are off then. But what our job is, whether it was me or whether it was Brian or whether it was SS, is we know the potential of you guys, because we can feel it, because you're younger versions of us, and it's our and girls, there's a lot of girls that we've brought in, Euphonique being one of them. Like Daisy's like been there from day one. DJ Rap, Storm, R.I.P. Kemi. But there's a lot of influences that have come through, that we listen to and that we push through. I was just trying to think of something that I wanted to ask you. So, like, did you think that this would blow up as much as it did?
No, I've never thought like that. I've just been making music every day, and that's what's led me here. So I know that that's the key to the whole thing. There isn't no posting, social media, doing all that stuff. It's all good, but you need to concentrate on the music in the first place, because that's what gets you here. Yeah,
I think that whole social media is just feels like everybody now wants to have that 5 minutes of fame, but that's actually all it is. It's 5 minutes of fame.
That's just the culture.
Whereas now we're household names, and we carry that legacy on.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have come up in the last bit before that all started, really, because now it's hard to make a name for yourself in this sea of what's going on.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's true. It's quite it is a little bit disillusioning to think that what we've done is kind of being watered down, but I guess it's like cycles.
It always goes like that.
It takes time to filter out.
That happened when I decided to make music, because there wasn't the music around anymore, the real jungle between 2000 and 2005 that I felt, so I had to make it. That's how Serum felt. That's what we all needed to do.
Yeah, and my God, did you do that? Do you know what I mean? I still think that out of so many hundreds and thousands of tunes, there are some gems. You just played a little Gravity thing there that was banging. Do you know what I mean? And we all pick up on, like all of these cats. Leaf. Oh gosh, that brother's on some next level. Exile. Dirty, bro. That's what we want to hear. Them dirty beats, them dirty bass lines. And to me, that's the definition of jungle. I don't think it has to be a ragga lyric.
No.
Renegade Terrorist was not a ragga lyric, but yet it's one of the defining points of dub.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Because that's why I made it, because I was sick of all of this samples. Everyone was just sampling, and I guess that's what our twist was on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And even when you lot go in and remix a tune, I mean, Diligent Fingers now, you know, like, and he's the same age as you guys, but he's bending the sound, Dev.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why I said to you, like, raw, these dudes, Diligent Fingers, if you're tuned in, brother, we love you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and you know, like when I listen back to the Dark Soldier, and I listened to when you done the Dark Soldier mashup, you know what I mean? Because we always go into the darts with something special to draw on each other to go, oh yeah, that one there. I'm looking forward to your set today. I'm going to be doing some hosting. It's 1:50. We're gonna try and get Dev on the decks about 2 o'clock, maybe 5 past, 10 past 2. I've got some more things to talk about. What was your oh yes, oh my gosh, I can't listen. See, this is what I'm saying, like it's just bing. Now the guy that made Fade to Grey, Visage,
Yes. Yeah.
you worked with him.
Yeah, we did a remix for something to do with that. Yeah.
And didn't you help with the re-release of the album, or mix down the
There
album?
was tracks on there. Yeah.
And how was
mad.
that?
Yeah.
He was like an icon. R.I.P.
Yeah,
again.
I didn't meet him, but it was another guy that was working on the mixes and stuff. Yeah, no, it was interesting. Yeah.
And that was Fade to Grey, Visage. That was like 80s, like Bowie and Duran and you know, that era was like, because when you told me, I was like, what?
Yeah, see, it meant more to you from that coming from your era then, I think. That
Yeah.
I knew what it was. Yeah, I knew of it, but...
I was like,
yeah,
what? He
yeah.
was like, yeah, I'm working with Fade to Grey, Visage. And I was like, what? And then when I and also you did some music for the film Terry Turbo.
Yeah, the Rise of the Foot Soldier.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good to do that.
Yeah. So again, all of these opportunities, these doors
they
were
just
open.
appear because I'm making music, and that's the only reason. Yeah.
And what was your when you've had a bit of self-doubt, or it's not going your way, or you feel like you're up against it? Like, how do you overcome that, or do you not even think about that?
Any time I've ever had them kind of thoughts of, oh, they're doing this, what's going on, it's not really... I have to push them down, and every time I do, I continue what I'm doing, and it rises again. Whatever you need to come will come to you, because you're just doing what you love. And
That's it. I think that's the key to doing what you love. Can you tell us a little bit about how the pandemic affected you and how?
It didn't affect me at all, really. I just enjoyed the time off and got to make some music. I made a synthesizer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This geezer makes. That's what I'm saying to you. Like he was showing me these pictures of the box, because sometimes I used to go to his house and he used to have bare electronic stuff, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm making." Analog sound devices, and I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, effects units, and like he's a proper sound boy. Like, listen, if you had a reggae sound system, it'd be curtains, brother. We'd all be packing up and going home. We wouldn't be coming to the dance. We'd be too scared, because I've seen this brother do his things. Like, and did you make that for sale? Or
No, it's just
you just built it for yourself.
Yeah, just a mess about thing to see if I could
build it.
And it worked, and it's heavy. Using it.
It works and it's heavy.
Yeah.
I like that one. I wanted to ask you, because there was a time when I was, we love our cars, right? So I used to go round to Devon's house, and then every 6 months or a year, because he had a daytime job. You were working at a mail place, weren't you? And I said to him, don't give up your day job, because you need that foundation until you know that you can let it go. You need that, and you did stick to that for a good few years until it just all came too much. And then he would upgrade his cars, because I would upgrade, he would upgrade, I would upgrade, and you could see he was getting advancing, because now he started to DJ, now he's out. But you have to have a sensible set of wheels to be getting from A to B in the
Yeah,
first
it's-
place.
yeah.
And especially living in Norwich. I mean, I don't know how you used to do
that was
that.
mad. I'm glad I don't live there now because I feel for Matt Ti because I see him in Bristol every other week or
And
something.
he's got to drive all the way home, man. He
Yeah,
needs to
yeah.
move. He needs to move like where I am in Essex. So he's got, and then go to work and then come back. Because I practice. I've been practicing with the band,
Yeah.
like with Mike. Mike Pears, also known as Pigeon Man. Shout out Toddy as well. Shout out, who was our bass player? I forgot his original name now. He was the chef, wasn't he?
Oh, Ollie.
Ollie,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Apparently he's living in Dubai now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's living in Dubai. But shout out to Ollie, my original band. Dev was touring with us alongside Tenor He was in the band. And I wasn't doing too much then. I was just on the effects. But as you could see from last Friday, man's still looking drained from being on and concentrating. And my mate just rang me and went, "You lot are a proper band, didn't you?" And I was like, "We actually are." We are here with a mighty Blade Runner. Just up close and personal. I wish we had more time. What do those jungle years mean to you, brother? Like growing up and then being able to emulate it in your own, because I feel like even though you absorbed it all and it was condensed and it was a part of you, I believe that now it's your interpretation of jungle that we're hearing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like what does those jungle days mean to you?
Well, it's responsible for me here now. So if it wasn't for that in the first place, going to the sanctuary, watching all you guys, hearing all that from the first place, I wouldn't be doing this. So if it had come in a different form, I wouldn't have been interested in it because that's what hooked me. So that's the main thing, yeah.
And it's mad how you see that, because as much as you used to follow all of us, there was one man that we all used to follow. Well, two, Fabio and Groove Rider. And Groove Rider, he would play the you know when the thing's just dark off. Do you know what I mean?
Many
Like,
times I've seen him sanctuary.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Just tear off some.
Tear it, blood. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I want to go out and I want to hear, you know, and that's very far and few
Yeah,
between.
that's what I try to bring back again. Because
Well,
I don't
you
see
are.
everyone do it, but I just want to be that one to do it then, as you guys still do. But I've got to keep something going. So.
100%. I think that's that legacy. It's that hungriness, isn't it? It's that I wanna drop it so the place is rumbling. Do you know what I mean? And your production. I mean, Devin, like it's just phenomenal. You know, the way you push the bass. I mean, I've been redlining all my life, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And I guess that legacy, as Dillinger and Lemon D and the greats, like when you listen to their music, that we put that blueprint forward. But bro, like when I listen to it sometimes, you know that cheeky smile that you said that you sometimes have, or when you've got it, and I mean that the tune that's killing me at the moment is Capiche with Envy, and it's Benny L.
One, yeah.
My God, I played the instrumental of that
See,
the other
Benny's
day.
another example of a younger person. He's maybe 10 years younger than me, and sorry if I'm doing you a disservice. I think he might be a bit younger, but he's
a
still
Batman.
got that thing that I have, and I can hear it in there.
Oh, Benny L. Benny L, brother! Like I'm gonna try and do a little blueprint takeover. I'm gonna try and entice Benny, you, me, and just just jam like the old days, because I feel like we need some more of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then people are gonna be like, wow, okay, cool. And because everyone brings a different flavour of something. That's what I'm, and that's like Critical Impact. Do you know what I mean?
Bad.
Do you know what I'm saying? Critical Impact, we love you, brother. Like T.I., we love you. All of these brothers making music, too many to mention, but that you know who you are because you supply us. We play the music, and it's nice to be in good company. And I remember playing well, like I said, when we played with Navigator, and it wasn't, and it's not like you're drawing shoes on each other. It's like it's our responsibility to play well so we can inspire what's going on. What's the funniest thing that's happened to you on road before?
I don't know.
Can you say anything legal? Can you and keep it clean?
I don't know. I don't really have much drama on road, really.
No,
Nothing,
you're quite regimental, aren't you? Like you take your time.
That's my dad's vibe as well.
Yeah,
just professional and turn up and do your work and
then go. And then your private life is your private life. Yeah, but I notice you turn up early. You're always like blessed. Nothing really rattles you, even though we've been on road. Dev, we've been in some situations as well, and it's like, oh, here we go. But Dev's like just super chilled and super cool. What do you see that's coming in the next 10 years, brother?
I don't know. I'm interested to see where it's going to go, but I've seen a couple of cycles of drum and bass and jungle now, and how it's gone each time. It's gone commercial, come back up, jungle's come back round. It's always there. It never goes anywhere to the people that love it anyway. People say it's disappeared or whatever. It's rubbish.
We're still doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, jungle's back. It's like, bro, have you not been listening?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because we haven't moved from our path. All we've done is we've embraced the soundscapes and the technology.
Like even in what I'm doing now, there's some sounds that I might not have used a few years ago. Jump up sounding sounds over the top of the lower basses and things. It's creeping in, but it all has an influence, and you have to embrace it as well.
Yeah, listen, big up Logan D, I love Logan, like what he's doing for the scene and all them, man, ego tripping, they make good music, do you know what I mean? And they and their production is sick, do you know what I mean? All of these new cats, like the production standard is absolutely fantastic.
It's just about instilling that in the youth and the new guys to
be a bit more soulful and have the heritage there.
Yeah.
Because then, oi, we've got someone on the radio. All right, it's 2 minutes. Look, we've had nearly an hour of just talking.
Wow.
Anybody you wanna thank, brother, on your journey?
Big up everyone that's helped me along the journey.
Thank you.
Everyone in the scene that supports my music, and everyone that supported my mum, my girlfriend, everyone. Respect.
Blade Runner, what humble you know what I mean? Like this, you see these brothers here, they are the next gen. Like when we're sitting by some beach, hopefully retired sometime, Devon, I'll be watching you on streaming. I mean, even like some of the streams that you've done have been massive. Do you know what I mean? And that's pioneered the way as well. I mean, whoever would have thought we would have been streaming so hard?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That in itself was an entity. That in itself was like a new kind of string to our bow, if you like. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Even though they were trying to oppress us, do you know what I mean? That we were getting out. Yeah. Hopefully, if you're around on the 14th of October, which is I think a Saturday at Hootenanny, I think we're on early, blood. Yeah. Come and see us. Come and see the band, bro. Yeah. I've got something really special that's happening next year, but I can't talk about it yet. But that you definitely have to come to, because it'd be life changing for myself. I think that we should just get Dev on the decks. I'm not even going to go back to back with Devon, because I actually just want to listen to him and listen to a story of the beginning, the middle, and beyond. I can't even say the end, because this dude here is on some next level. We are going to do some shout outs. I'll be on the mic and we'll be here until 3 o'clock. So make sure your logos are clean and you're absorbing this. Blade Runner, he's just going to get ready in a few seconds. I'm going to move the chairs out. I'm going to get on the mic, and then don't forget to hashtag where you're from, please. This is the blueprint. We do this every Tuesday fortnightly with some of the biggest guests in the game. new, established, legendary. So give me some signal now. Can I get some fire emojis? Like, you lot need to light it up for Blade Runner right now. I don't know how many people are in the feed right now, but just bare fire emojis will do. Thank you, Faith Fun. That's some love hearts will do, but we need bare fire emojis for Blade Runner right now whilst he gets set up. Dev,
Yes.
I can't thank you enough for coming in, brother.
Bless you.
Do you know what I'm saying? And we will kick this off right now. I'm going to have a good listen, bro. You're ready to go, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, gosh. People, don't forget, yeah, it's man's birthday bash. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Just getting ready on the mic. Blade Runner's getting ready. We're about to let off to tune. Okay? Can I get some more fire, please? Don't forget Friday catches the Jungle Splash. Saturday it's man's birthday. You can catch me here on Thursday for the Dreadcast. Right now I'll give you Blade Runner in full effect in the building. Oi! It's one of my favourite tunes. If you know, you know. Blade Runner on the blueprint. Give me some signal, please. We're live right now. Let's go. Give me your bass face. Jeez. Oh my days. Please keep sharing the show. It's Blade Runner live and direct on the blueprint. Picking up the Inja. We love you, bro. Can I get some more fire emojis, please? Let's go.
Shut up your blood.
It's Blade Runner. Some soundboy business. I want some more fire emojis.
Shut up your blood.
Let's go, people.
Original. Bad bad. Original. Original. Bad bad. Original. Hey boy, now shut up your blood.
'Cause I feel the chemistry. Can you feel it? Tell me, babe, do you want me? 'Cause I feel the chemistry. Can you feel it?
tune here, yeah. Melody madness, you know. Blade Runner, you know. Jungle. Dev, I've been smashing this tune, you know that. Wheel up that bomb. What? Ah, bro, come on. What the? See you lot, yeah? You don't know how you lot are being spoiled right now. Jungle royalty, you know. In the building. What? Picking up my Thames Delta family. Pull up. You don't know that. Golden Child. New York, my brother. Oh my days. There's celebs in the feed. If you don't know, get to know the blueprint, yeah? Blade Runner doing his thing. All the flavours right here. Hold tight Jungle Splash on Friday, yeah? Picking up and hold tight Bristol. Basement 45 man's birthday bash this Saturday. Give me some signal, yeah? I need some more fire, more fire, more fire. It's Blade Runner. Some sound boy business right now. Can I get some fire emojis? Yeah, picking up the inja.
All of the people, all of the people, all of the people.
Oh gosh, here picking up the king of the rollers. Big shout out to Navigator. Dread Recordings, my family. Thames Delta, my family. High Resolution, our family. Oh gosh, as we take you back. Picking up the original tape pack crew. Picking up the Randall, too hot to handle. Picking up the Kenny Ken. Picking up the Darren J. Picking up the Mickey Finn. Big shout to DJ Ram. Picking up the DJ Storm. Don't know already. Picking up the original Andy C. Jeez. You're too much, Blade Runner. You really are. Horrible. Some 2023 jungle business. As we take you through some beautiful soundscapes. Send us some red love heart emojis for the love, please. It's the blueprint. The mighty legendary Blade Runner. Soundboy.
question my love and everything that I have ever known. You make me question my love. My love, love, love. My love, love, love. My You make me question my love and everything that I have ever known. You make me question my love.
Hold on 1 second, Blade Runner. Pull up that bomber ass tune, Blade Runner in the building. I was next door. I was going to keep coming in every 5 minutes. I said, I can't pull all of them up. Do you know what I mean? Listen, we got just under half an hour to go. You lot are just getting treated right now. Jungle legendary business in the building. Do you know what I mean? It's the blueprint. Run the rhythm, my brethren. Can I get a yes, yeah? Come on, you lot. Some Stingray business, without a doubt. Blade Runner in the building. Thames family, Dread Recordings family, Blueprint family, X-Ray, you know.
Yes.
Absolutely disgusting. Deep, dark and deadly.
Yes.
Blade Runner shelling right now.
Dance out your blood. Shut out your blood. We have a dance out your blood. Shut out your blood. We have a dance out your blood. We have a dance out your blood. We have a dance out your blood. We have a shut out. We are the roughest. We are the roughest. We are the toughest. We are the roughest, gone up from out the south part. And the boy test we have a travel going fast. We are the roughest, gone up from out the south part. And the boy test we have a travel going fast. We have a dance out your blood. Shut out your blood. We have a dance out your blood. Shut out your blood. No tell them boys on that choke your red against your heart and the ragamuffin with no skin, not laughing. We face bent, I will not beg no friend. Just the dog got the buck up in a mock ten. We are the roughest. We are the toughest. We are the watch out.
Mash up the place.
Lord fire. You want to play this?
What a bomber, Arsenal. Picking up the Navigator. Some King of the Rollers business came out last year or the year before. Tune's bad. Send this one out to all the jungle man them. Jungle woman. Oh God. Blade Runner in the building. Letting off shelling right now. Picking up the original Inja.
Run up in a danger, you run up in a trouble.
What?
Run up in a danger, you run up in a trouble. Run up in a danger, you run. Run up in a danger, you run up in a trouble. Run up in a danger. Watch it. Run up in a danger. Watch it. Run up in a danger, you run. Big tune, big. All and pull up. When them member voice, you know the dance get full up. Heavyweight champion, why don't look up? You all of them shook up. Claim them a real bad man, but them sound like petal. This a one that hot like kettle. Now left ya so till the beating settle. Who a be heavy metal? Run up in a danger. Run up in a danger. Run up in a danger, you run. Run up in a danger, you run up in a trouble. Run up in a danger. Run up in a danger. Run up in a danger, you run. All and pull up.
Mash up the dance. Unless I go on, up in England, burn down Babylon, break away from the system. Unless I go on, up in England, enough love to the youth that was told they were different. Yeah. Blade Runner, come and mash up the dance. Now beg no friend becoming, I take no care where you're from or where your circumstance. Give me the rhythm and me. Blade Runner, come and mash up the dance. Now beg no friend becoming, I take no chance. I mean I care where you're from or where your circumstance. It's Blade Runner, come and mash up the dance.
going on, yeah? Picking up my lively up crew. Liverpool, we love you, you don't know. Jesus. Blade Runner. Blueprint uncut, you know. Bad boy. No rapping, no playing, just pure rhythm. Give me some fire emojis, you lot. Come on, show me some love. Jeez. Blade Runner in the building. About 15 minutes to go. You lot have had a special treat today. Leading up to Carnival, bank holiday next weekend. Man's birthday over the weekend. Jeez. Picking up all the original junglers from around the world.
Right. The girl will be here for questioning tonight, though, huh?
Tonight, Mr. Kramer.
Okay. You'll hear from me later on.
Well, you buffaloed him out of that, okay? Say, why don't you want her question? Is she guilty?
I don't know.
Well, what did she say when she got there?
She said nothing. She never arrived.
Some liquid business, trust me. Blade Runner, you know. Run, go tell your friend and your friend's friend and your friend's brethren. We're live right now. Picking up
nothing,
Facebook. Jesus. As we take you deep, dark and deadly. Triple D business. It's the blueprint, baby. Pure jungle business. As we get deeper, darker, R.I.P. the Skipper. Hold tight. I need some more fire, more fire emojis. Game over.
this now.
pack up and go home. My men just done. Filled off the dance floor. Smashed it. Blade Runner, you know. Taking from you through the soundscapes. As we go with them deeper, darker, deeper tunes. Oh my gosh. Then EP, no chance of any overtime, brother. As we come towards the end, the penultimate. You've been tuned into the Blueprint business. Picking up everybody that went to Boomtown and went to In the Woods to see Renegade live. Hold tight, 14th of October, Hootenanny, Renegade live supporting Dr. Mika. Right now though, we're in tune to the mighty Blade Runner. Desolation, smashing up the place. Dub for dub for dub for dub. He doesn't stop, relentless. Don't forget, check out King of the Rollers. Check out the Blade Runner. Jeez. Picking up my Thames Delta family. We come to the end. Is that one more after this, D, or one more after this, you know? Thank you so much, brother, for coming on the show. Breathtaking.
Do you dream about being interlinked?
Interlinked.
What's it like to hold your child in your arms? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you feel that there's a part of you that's missing? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked.
Why don't you say that 3 times? Within cells, interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked. Within cells, interlinked. Within cells, interlinked.
You're not even close to baseline.
Are you mad, fam? Hold on one sec. Blade Runner, pull this thing up, son. See what I'm saying about these brothers coming to the dance and mashing up, man, on his home turf. It's like some 10-0 beat-up business playing football. This is what I'm telling you. See these brothers here, this next generation. You understand? We are terrorizing the airwaves right now. It's live and direct. The Blueprint, the original business. I'm going to tell your friend and your friend's friend. Some big people's business. Some big people's music.
Dream about being interlinked?
You don't know.
What's it like to hold your child in your arms? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you feel that there's a part of you that's missing? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked.
Why don't you say that 3 times? Within cells, interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked. Within cells, interlinked. Within cells, interlinked.
Fire in the hold!
You're not even close to baseline.
Benny Hill, you know, you're disgusting. Benny Hill, bad man from morning, you know. Jeez! As we take you through the gears. Best pack up and go home, sound boy. You just got match up dub plate after dub after dub after dub. The Blueprint, that's what we're about. Dread, baby. Oh my gosh. As we come to the end of the set, can I get a round of applause for this brother? Absolutely outstanding. Thank you for taking the time to come out, Blade. You know we love you, brother, do you know what I mean? Don't forget, you can catch King of the Rollers, Blade Runner doing their thing. Albums, singles, picking up High Res, don't forget, Pure Jungle. Peace, we're out of here. Thank you for the love.
jungle is on them thing there.
Jungle is on them thing there.